Hey, good morning. It's Councillor Glen. I'm here almost at the intersection of Stittsville Main and Fernbank. It's Saturday morning. It's near the United Church, the Stittsville United Church, because I wanted to show you something here. Maybe you've seen this, maybe you've driven by. The folks at the United Church here, they've painted all these beautiful decorated signs with all sorts of great messages. And I thought with this being the first few days of the new provincial order, never give up, art, breathe, be kind, all sorts of messages, some of them covered in snow today. But if you get a chance, have a walk down here and have a look at what they've set up. I think it's a really great idea, and thanks to the folks at Stittsville United Church for doing that. It is snowing today. The first thing I wanted to remind everybody about was there is an overnight winter parking ban that will be going into effect at 7 p.m. So from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., you cannot park on the street. So please put your cars into your driveway or into your garage. The city does have some overflow parking spots set up. One of them is at the Canada Rec Center, where that big toboggan hill is. So if you need a place to park your car, you could take it over there. Put it in your driveway or in the garage even before that 7 p.m. cutoff, though, because it certainly wouldn't hurt to get cars off the street because plows will be out throughout the day. But most of the residential work is going to be happening overnight this evening. So a reminder about that. I have a few city updates, and I wanted to talk about vaccines and COVID. So on the city point of view, 2 reminders about upcoming public meetings. On January 20th, we have a meeting about a property called 5618 Hazeldean Road. 5618 Hazeldean Road. This is just east of Iber Road. And if you can think of where Robert Grant Avenue goes now, it goes from Fernbank to Abbott. Well, the next phase of Robert Grant will be from Abbott to Hazeldean. And this is a meeting about the planned development on either side of Robert Grant Avenue between Abbott and Hazeldean. I hope that's clear. Anyhow, it's happening this Wednesday evening, 5618 Stittsville Main. Sorry, 5618 Hazeldean. I'm just going to move a bit off the road, so maybe it's quieter. So Wednesday public meeting about that development along the future Robert Grant. On February 4th, I believe it is, at 6 p.m., we have a meeting about a small zoning change. It's a small piece of property, I mean, on what's now a stormwater management pond on Brigantine in the Fairwinds neighborhood. So that stormwater pond is being filled in, and it's the owner, Madame, has asked for some changes to the allowable zoning for some townhomes there. So that's on February 4th. This week at Planning Committee on Thursday, I'm on that committee. We did approve 2 Stittsville zoning bylaw amendments. One was for 54 Springbrook, which is part of a plan from the Amberwood golf course there to develop a small piece of its property for some new homes, and it'll help finance some repairs to the golf course and to the swimming pool. And the other thing we passed was basically to fix a technical error in some zoning for a Richcraft property off of Maple Grove Road, kind of behind where the Winners and HomeSense and Lowe's are. I won't get into it today, maybe I'll talk about it next week. Yesterday there's a report published in advance of a big meeting coming up the week after next on urban boundary expansion. And it's we're going to be looking at the recommendations on where Ottawa will expand to over the next 15 to 20 years or so. Where is new suburban growth and urban growth and so on going to happen? Also about industrial area, business areas. Where is that going to expand as our need for more areas for light industrial business, warehouses, commercial, and so on. So all sorts of decisions about land use, but it's bigger. It's a bigger topic than I can cover here today. So I won't go into it in too much detail. What did I want to tell you? Oh, on the winter parking ban, you can go to the city's website, ottawa.ca, and you can sign up for an email or a text alert whenever the city puts a parking ban into effect. So like tonight, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., overnight into Sunday, there's a parking ban. You don't have to rely on my videos or my website to remind you. You can actually get direct emails and text messages from the city. Just go to ottawa.ca to sign up. I did want to talk about COVID and vaccines and everything. On the vaccines, we had some really, really good news yesterday at a local level. As of end of day yesterday, all long-term care residents in Ottawa have been vaccinated. All the residents who were available and able to get the vaccine were vaccinated. This is excellent news. I think it's a bit ahead of schedule. I know the province is looking to have every long-term care in the province done by sometime in January. Ottawa's done as of yesterday. The next step is they're going to go into retirement homes, higher risk retirement homes. And they're also focusing on healthcare workers, people in congregate living situations and so on. As vaccines become available and as we progress, there'll be some broader community clinics. I know we're going to be prioritizing older adults, people over 80 years old. I don't have all the information yet. We have been getting a few emails and questions. More information will be coming out in the upcoming weeks. But right now, as soon as we get those vaccines, they're going into the arms of healthcare workers and of older adults and of people in higher risk situations. So that's really, really positive news. It's good positive news to counter, I know, some of the anxiety, some of the concern people have about the provincial stay-at-home orders. I think I'm trying to think of some of the frequently asked questions, so I wrote a few down. Outdoor rinks and toboggan hills remain open, but there's a limit of 25 people using any of those facilities at a time. The library is open only for curbside pickup, so you can put things on hold, you can drop things off, but you can't go inside the library. During this extended stay at home, the city's not going to be enforcing daytime parking limits. So usually there's a 3-hour limit for parking on a residential street here in Stittsville. That's not going to be enforced. However, you still need to follow what's on the sign. So if there's a sign restricting parking on one side of the road, that's still being enforced. We just know there's more people staying at home during the day, and there may be a greater need for on-street parking. Doesn't change anything, though, about the overnight parking ban. You still cannot park on the street during an overnight parking ban. If you need to pay a bill or get any kind of city services, go to myservice.ottawa.ca. If you're someone who's used to paying a bill or putting in paperwork at one of the offices, you can do all of that online. There's no reason to go in person. Another question we've been getting a lot of is, can I exercise? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Go out for a walk, go skiing, go skating. It is important to get outside and get some exercise. It's good for your physical health and for your mental health. And I would encourage you to do that. Just make sure you're keeping physical distancing and you're limiting contact with people outside of your household. Actually, that's a good reminder. Overall in all of this, the basics of how we stop COVID transmission remain the same. We want to limit contacts with people outside of our household. We want to keep physical distancing of 2 meters or more. Wear a mask, wash hands, and limit your trips out and your contact with others. These are all things we've been doing since last March, and I encourage everybody to keep doing it, and we will get through this. It's kind of one of those great snowy days where, it's a pain to shovel, and the driving is awful, but it's kind of beautiful here, all the trees. I hope you get a chance to walk around your neighborhood today and check this out. I'm going to go cross-country skiing a little later this afternoon. I'm just doing a bit of walk around the neighborhood right now to check things out, but have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you next weekend. Take care.